human being here, and I'm gonna drop out.
If you're gonna cry, go cry in that corner over there, far from anyone. And don't bother anyone.
No, don't even. Cash, don't listen to her. You'll be fine.
But I'm struggling so much in AP Calc BC. What the heck is a Taylor polynomial? I'm about to reach my limit.
Did someone say limit? But did you know that a limit is the value that a function approaches the output for a given input? A limit exists only when both sides of the function are equal to each other. But do you know who else can teach you about calculus?
People always talk about how difficult calculus is, but clearly they've never taken AP Calc BC with Mr. Hamura. I have some advice for you, Kashmir.
Baby, you're so anxious. Go take it. Go take the test and ace it. Go take the test and ace it. Go take the test and ace it. Cash, you're so anxious. Just take it. If you take the test, you'll ace it. If you take the test, you'll ace it. If you take the test, you'll ace it. A derivative is the rate of change of a function, baby. You can use sine, tan, or cosine. Even take the inverse Derivkashi.
So derivatives are slopes or change of rate of a function. So there's average rate of change and there's instantaneous rate of change. Mostly instantaneous rate of change is used in calculus problems. So average rate of change is between two slopes, while instantaneous rate of change is the derivative at one point. So average rate of change is f of b minus f of a all over b minus a. And instantaneous rate of change, I have four main methods to derive. The first one is the power rule. The power rule is when you multiply the exponent of the variable to the front, and then you subtract one from the exponent. So this one would be 3x squared plus 4x plus 1, and then any regular number is just 0. So essentially it would be 3x squared plus 4x plus 1, and that is the power rule. So the product rule, so first you have to multiply the first function times the derivative of the second function plus the second function times the derivative of the first function. So this is the regular first function, this is the derivative of the second function, this is the regular second function, and then this is the derivative of the first function. And you can always simplify, but I will not in this case, and that will be the answer. Quotient rule. What you do here is you first multiply the bottom function times the derivative of the top function minus the top function times the derivative of the second function all over the bottom function squared. So of course you can also still simplify, but I will not again. This would be the final answer. Chain rule. The chain rule is used when there's a composition of functions. So since there's multiple parts to be derived, you go one by one. You start with the outer one and then go work your way into the inner one. So I'm going to first multiply this exponent right here, and then you multiply that with the derivative of the actual function here, and then this is your final answer.
Yeah, I like integrals and you sub, and some might say that it is complex. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Move up in your math level. Yes, Kashi, and you can score. I don't wanna play no more. Pass the class and earn credit. You don't need a 4.0 to pass. Only thing you need is to go to class. Stick it to the top, no underclass. Say right, whoever can pass, whoever can. I don't even wanna see you slip. I just like it when you deserve it. Can you feel your grades in your grip? How do you keep this up? How do you pass the exam? Girl, your motivation, motivate to pass. It's only pushing forward. I can tell when you do homework just what was going on. Girl, can you pass the AP exam? Yes, you can pass the AP exam. Cash, can you pass the AP exam? Yes, you can pass the AP exam.
So in reverse power rule, you add 1 to the exponent and then you divide it by the new exponent. And in this case, it would be x to the fourth all over 4.
Baby, you're so anxious. Go take it. Go take the test and ace it. Go take the test and ace it. Go take the test and ace it. Cash, you're so anxious. Just take it. If you take the test, you'll ace it. If you take the test, you'll ace it. If you take the test, you'll ace it.
Follow me to my study room. Let me know if you ain't about that passing class W. Now it's safe to finish what we started. First impressions of you is you really hate to party. Scrolling all these formulas cause I know that I can pass. Let me cordially invite you to take AP Calculus. People say it's hard, but it's really not that bad. Take it from me, a junior who took the class and think it's rad. Who's the designer? It's Isaac Newton, Mr. Leibniz. Everything about calculus and physics. It was working, probably took some extra time though. A, area under the curve is the antiderivative. Take it from velocity and see the position. After we test things in ready chill, we can recover our grades and work on our final project no more stress.
How do you keep this up? How do you pass the exam? Girl, your motivation motivate to pass. It's only pushing forward. I could tell when you do homework just what was going on. Girl, can you pass the AP exam?
Anxious, you can take it. Can we pass the class and ace it? Can I pass the class and ace it? Can we pass the class and ace it? Feeling so anxious, but I'll take it. I can pass the class and ace it. I can pass the class and ace it. I can pass the class and ace it.
Pass the class, just pass. Pass the class, just pass it. Pass the class, just
pass it. Pass it.
Yeah, pass the class, just pass. Pass the class, just pass it. Pass the class, yeah. Pass it, Cashy.
Pass the class, just pass it. Pass the class, yeah, pass it. Pass the class, just.
So some things that you should consider doing is making sure you stay organized with your work and your notes. Ask any and all relevant questions to the teacher. Make sure you continuously practice problem solving. Make sure you understand the concepts as you learn because you will need to know them all by the end. Make sure you know the unit circle. Make sure you know your trigonometry. Make sure you know how to fully utilize the calculator by knowing all shortcuts and easier methods as it cuts down the time. Work with your peers when you have a chance to, and pay attention in class. Some things you don't want to do is do not think you will be able to understand by not practicing. Do not think that pure memorization will be all you need to succeed. Do not always rely on your calculator. Do not rush to read problems. Do not fail to turn in assignments all year and then plan to pass the exam or class. Do not rely on the internet and do not cheat. And lastly, do not fall asleep in class.
Although everything we talked about may be overwhelming and daunting, along with much more content, calculus can be just as understandable and simple as any other class.
You should be exposed to calculus now to have an easier understanding in college. Practice is an efficient way to learn, especially when it comes to math.
If you plan on going into the STEM or medical field, then calculus is needed, so there should be no reason to put off taking it.
You and your classmates would struggle and work through together, and the teacher will also be there to help you.
We hope you take AP Calc next year.